Your boyfriend broke up with you because he found out that your ex-boyfriend or somebody that you dated while a few months back had gotten in touch with you or texted you or something. Is that the case? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, my advice is when you break up with somebody and you're no longer dating them, don't try to be friends with people that you've dated. It does, you know, you got enough friends. You don't have to be friends with the people that you've dated, which might pose a threat or cause some jealousy, like this one, to your current boyfriend. You know, if you're with somebody and the idea is that you're exclusively with them, then treat others as you would like to be treated. You don't want him having text messages from his ex-girlfriend, do you?
No.
Yeah. If his ex-girlfriend's called and said, oh, you know that restaurant we went to, what was the name of that? You would see right through that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's just a ploy to stay in touch and sort of go fishing and see if you can get something out of the guy. See, you know? That's all that is. There's tons of restaurants to go to without trying to get in touch with your ex-girlfriend and ask her about some restaurant you went to out of the infinite number of restaurants in the universe, you know?
Yeah.
So I think your boyfriend's right to your soon-to-be ex-boyfriend is right about being, you know, ticked off that you didn't disconnect from that guy or that you didn't communicate with him either. You know, as soon as that guy texts you, you should say, look, this is my ex-boyfriend, the guy I was dating, he's asking me, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to just tell him, don't contact me. And then you should put, don't contact me, and show it to him and send it to the guy.
Okay.
All right? That would have been...
So now that...
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't do that,
if you want to handle the situation, that would be a good way to handle it. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I agree. But right now, he hasn't talked to me for 10 days. We broke up for 10 days, and he hasn't called me, and he doesn't even give me a chance to explain or...
Well, there's nothing to explain. There's nothing to explain. He may have already moved on. The only thing you can do is, if he hasn't contacted you, you should write this down, okay? Put it on your calendar. If in 8 weeks he hasn't contacted you, 8 weeks from the day, 8 weeks from the day that he said, that's it, if he hasn't contacted you within 8 weeks, he's not going to ever. Okay?
He's not going to what?
He's not going to, period. If he hasn't contacted you within 8 weeks, if he contacts you within 8 weeks, don't call him. Don't pursue. When men pursue women, it never works. Women pursue men, it never works. Don't pursue him. He has said, it's over. You don't go chasing him down the road. That's it. He said it's over. Now, even if you were able to convince him and get him to come back, now you are the masculine one pursuing his feminine. The masculine always pursues the feminine. You want to be the masculine one?
No.
You want to be the feminine one, right? The feminine attracts, the masculine pursues. The feminine receives, the masculine penetrates. You want to go penetrate his space? He said, go away. Right? Now you want to go penetrate that. That's a masculine thing to do. And he, like a woman, would have veto power. When a man wants to penetrate you, you got veto power, right? You get to say yes or no, who comes in or who doesn't. Right?
Yeah.
That whether it be a conversation or physical touch or any other social interaction, the woman has the veto power. She's being pursued. She gets to say, no, thank you very much. I'm flattered, but no, thank you. Or no, or go away. And he has said, no, go away. So don't now switch and become masculine and start chasing after him. Okay? Sometimes the masculine goes away. What?
What should I do if he calls during this time?
Be very nice
Would
to
it
him.
hate me?
Be very nice to him. If you're interested in having a relationship with him, is this the guy you want to marry or something?
Yes.
Yeah? You want to spend your life with this guy?
Yes.
Are you sure? Because you didn't act like it when you kept your old boyfriend's number around. That's not how somebody who wants to spend the life with me would act. One of the things that we share that is universal is that in every relationship there is both masculine and feminine energy. And I'm using this because, there's been common illusion. People have lost even that boundary. Do you understand? Women act like men and men act like women. It's very confusing. So let's start with that, okay? If you want to be the feminine person in this relationship, you must hold the moral high ground. Does that make sense to you? For centuries,
Yes.
women have held the moral high ground in society and in relationships because sex happens inside their body, life is born inside their body, because women, since the time they're born as little infants, have this connection right here in the heart chakra, with a universal life force, with wisdom, we call it intuition. But I know that you all have a connection here that's totally alive and connected with God, whatever you want to call that intelligence and life force, and it is good by nature. So women come equipped with a broader spectrum, a wider frequency of energy that they're processing than men do. And men come with a very deep root into the earth, if you will. They're very grounded, they're very rooted, and they're very singularly focused. So there's always a masculine and a feminine energy, and that's what's beautiful, that's what's juicy, that's what's wonderful. But when women lose the moral high ground, when they start trying to be like men, all is lost. All's lost for the woman, all's lost for the man, and all's lost for society in general. Okay? If you want to be the feminine person in a relationship and be pursued by a masculine man who will love you, cherish you, treat you like a queen, who will devote his time and love and energy and sexuality to you and do everything he can to provide and protect for you, then it'd make good sense to stay in the moral high ground. And there's no gray in there, okay? It's black and white. I'm with you, 100% with you. All of my love and energy and sexuality, you never have to wonder if the children that we have are yours, because I'm never going to have sex with another man, and you don't have to ever worry about that. And the man needs to feel certain about that, okay? He needs to feel certain about it. Like, I feel certain that my wife would never go do anything like that, you see? I have to.
Yeah.
If I didn't, I would really be a mess. Okay? I can be strong and be who I am as a man because I know that I have this partner and she's not going to mess with me or mess with the sanctity, if you will, of our relationship. Right?
Okay.
And she needs to know that about me too. And I do everything I can to assure her of that all the time. Right? So he took one look at this and said, I don't know, next. And he will move on unless there's something about you, if there's some connection that he had with you that he begins to miss, that he begins to have a feeling that you are the one and maybe he should go back and try to fix it. If he's going to have that, I'm just telling you something about how men's brains cycle. They cycle slower than a woman's, okay, in terms of their emotional content. Women can think and feel at the same time. Men, they're thinking, and then eventually they begin to start feeling, okay, something. If he starts to feel that you're the one and that maybe you just messed up, then he'll make a call. And if he doesn't feel that, if he's just like, that's it, she crossed my boundary and I'm never going back. If he does that, you'll know, because he will either call you. If by 8 weeks he hasn't done that, that means he's into the next cycle already and he's moved on. I guarantee you. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? If within 8, that's why I said mark it on your calendar. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay? 8 weeks from the day that he did that he said goodbye, he cut you off, you'll just wait and see, okay? Just wait and see.
What about the things that we talked, when I told him what you said, I said that he needs to tell his parents to, have boundaries and stuff, and I told him that I need to be first for you if we want to get married. And he said, he didn't want to do anything about it. He just listened, and he was like, well, that's what you think, but my family are most important for me, and I don't know if I can change that.
Well, I would say to you that he's not ready to get married. And he may never be. And I hope that the mothers are listening. Mothers, you castrate your sons. You castrate your sons. You keep them from ever becoming men by holding on to their shoestrings as they're trying to leave out the door. Mothers try to keep their sons too close, and you bond them and bind them to you in such a way that when it's time for them to be a man and to take on being a man for a woman, they can't. They're not man enough to be a man for a woman because they put the family first. So I see this over and over. The man has to divorce his mother in order to marry a wife. Men try to marry a wife while they're still married to their mother, and when it comes right down to it, their hearts are torn apart because you can't be loyal to two women. You just can't. One woman will want one thing, one woman will want the other thing, and your heart will be ripped apart constantly. And because your mom has still got your testicles at home, then you end up going back over there. Sorry for saying that, but that's how it is.